Good evening, televiewers. Welcome to another edition of Prime Hour on my Media Prime. Today, Tuesday, we were expected to traditionally discuss issues relating to relationships and marriage, but extraordinarily, we are going to be looking at education. This evening, we are going to be looking at excellence in Cameroon's private university using the HIBMAT University Institute of Buea, asking the question what actually is happening in that institution to make them stand out. They have always been scoring exceptionally well in national examinations, and we also hear that their graduates are doing exceptionally well as far as the professional world is concerned. So we are this evening zooming into the HIBMAT University Institute of Buea to tell us what actually has been put in place to ensure excellence and these wonderful results that they have been recording over the year. We are discussing this evening with Professor Kashim Ibrahim Talla. He is the rector of the HIBMAT University Institute of Buea, all the way from Buea, Southwest Regional Capital. He's in the studio with us. Good evening, Prof.
Good evening. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. We also are in the company of Mr. Ngala Bruno. He is the marketing director of the HIBMAT University Institute of Buea. Good evening, Mr. Ngala. Welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Leonard, and thank you very much for having me.
Okay. We also are in the company of Mr. Ndango Donatus, Deputy Registrar of the University Institute. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Kum, and good evening to our televiewers. Thank you for inviting me on the show.
Madam Ngwa Glory, the Dean of Studies for HIBMAT University, Douala, is also here with us. Good evening, Madam. Yeah, welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Kum. Good evening to all our televiewers, and thanks for having me.
Okay. I will start by asking, I'll start the program with you, the Deputy Registrar of the University Institute, HIBMAT University Institute of Buea, to situate us with the scores of the students during this year's end-of-year examinations, national examinations.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kum. In the 2022 session of the HND exams, HIBMAT registered 252 students. And before I even give the statistics, I want our televiewers to know exactly what is the HND. The HND is the Higher National Diploma, and it is a national competitive examination organized by the Ministry of Higher Education each academic year. And the HIBMAT University Institute has been true to its motto of consistency, professionalism, and academic excellence. And today, I think my focus will be on academic excellence following the publication of the 2022 session of the HND examination by the Minister of State, Minister of Higher Education on the 5th of July 2022. Sorry. And HIBMAT, or HUIB, HIBMAT University, is reputed for excellent results, and the just released results goes a long way to confirm this fact. And from the statistics I will give, you will bear with me that when it comes to performance, HUIB stands out strong. So the performance of HUIB in this national exam was good quantitatively and qualitatively. When I talk of quantitatively, I'm looking at the number of students who registered, the number of students who sat for the exams, the number of students who passed the exams, and in that regard, we registered 252 students 1 student was absent, 251 students sat for the exams, 247 passed, recording an overall percentage pass of 98.4%. And when I talk of qualitatively, I'm looking at the grades at the national exams, the number of students topping the different specialties nationwide, and we look also at the grades. And if we look at the grades, we see that in this release results, HIBMAT registered 7 distinctions, registered 60 upper credits, and we registered 145 lower credits, and only 35 students passed with an average. And if we do a distribution of these results, you see that it is heavily skewed towards the upper grades. That shows the excellent results that HUIB, HIBMAT University Institute, has been recording over the years. And that notwithstanding, when it comes to topping the different specialties nationwide, we had 7 of our students on the honor roll this year. We have the best student nationwide in computer engineering who will be part of this panel, and her name is Mbella Brenda Namondo. The second best in computer engineering was Bokosa Nixon, and the third best, that's computer science and network, was Egbert Thomas. And we know that these results are released in the website of the Ministry of Higher Education. People can log on the website, they will see these results and they will see these names that I mentioned here. Then we go to the Department of Management. HIBMAT had the 2 best candidates nationwide. You have the best was Ngok Velma Rahana. The second best was Neba Laura Siri. Then in the Department of Electrical Engineering, we had electrical power system. We had the second best student nationwide in the name of Ngono Teference. And in the Department of Accounting, we had the second best student nationwide in the name of Mini Cedric Jr. So that shows to you the level of the performance. I think as the time goes ahead, we'll retrospect to show you the performances over the years, and we'll give you the reasons why we have maintained this performance over the years.
Are you saying that this year, the parents of students who went to the HIBMAT University came congratulating you people? I've not heard much from the school.
Yes, we have had so many calls from parents congratulating us. Even from the students, when these results were released on the 5th of July, there was jubilation over all the towns, because majority of our students are on holidays now. The students are scattered all over the Republic. They few that in Buea, some in Yaoundé, some in Douala, and so on. They have been celebrating all the results throughout this time.
Now, from your reading of things, Mr. Ngala, you are the marketing director of the university, the HIBMAT University Institute of Buea. From what you gather, where would you place the school comparatively? We know that there are many other schools out there.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Leonard. I will first want our viewers, for us to paint out this picture to our viewers, in the sense that there's a difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I will draw a circle of a businessman followed by money, and a third circle by an entrepreneur. It shows that a businessman follows money while money follows an entrepreneur. So there are 2 different ball games. A businessman is actually out to make profit, while an entrepreneur is out to solve an existing problem. In making profit is followed by deception, lies telling, propaganda. But as an entrepreneur, you must have a vision, a mission and a strategy in order to solve this problem which you have identified. That is where HIBMAT comes in. Others might see education as a business. And we know what business follows, like I just read earlier: deception, lies tellings, and propaganda. But with us, HIBMAT University Institute, we don't look at education as a business.
Okay.
We look at it, we use education to solve a societal problem. And that is why when I look back, I look at the orchestrator, the brain behind HIBMAT. I looked at it as a social, I looked at him as a social entrepreneur. Somebody who wants to solve a societal problem. And Mr. Kum, coming back to your question now, we have a motto, HUIB motto: consistency, professionalism, and excellence. Consistency in the sense that we have been consistent for more than 10 years now, and we are still counting. We have trained more than 17,000 professionals who are working in and out of Cameroon. We have been consistent for more than 10 years. On the part of professionalism, HIBMAT stands for the University Institute for Professionals. For you to be a professional, you must not only limit yourself with the theory. In HIBMAT University Institute, we blend theory with practicals. It will interest you to know that HIBMAT as a university institute, we place our students on free internship. Our students sit in the confine of their various houses and receive text messages from corporate bodies and other institutions for them to come and do their internship. And of course, it is free of charge. Other institutions might pay for this internship, but in HIBMAT University Institute, it is free. As the registrar rightly said, he has read out the result. We have been consistent for the past 6 years. I will just take us back, Mr. Kum, with your permission.
Okay.
In 2014, that's 8 years back, HIBMAT produces the best student nationwide, first on the list in human resource, in the name of Ngong Cyril. In 2015, we produce again the best management student nationwide, first on the list, in the place of Ngasi Betty. In 2016, again, we produce the best candidate nationwide in computer engineering in the place of Ngeka Charles. The statistics are there. You can go to the internet and you check for yourself. In 2018 again, we produced the best student again nationwide in the place of Desmond Collins. In 2020, again, HIBMAT, top on the list, the best marketing student nationwide in the name of Abane Victor. In 2022, this year as we speak, just like the deputy registrar just read out the various names, we produced the first best 2 students nationwide in project management in the place of Ngok Velma and Niba Laura Siri. Still again this year, the first best 3 students nationwide in computer engineering. Like he rightly said, we have Mbella Brenda, we have Bokoso Nixon, and Egbert Thomas. Mr. Leonard, you come to attest with me that he might have been consistent for over the years. Based, even when we look at the result, the performance, and this performance comes as a result of what? Hard work. As a professional university, like I said earlier, we blend theory with what? Practicals.
Okay. I want us to talk about the place of excellence in this university. Want the rector to talk about that. What is the place of excellence at HIBMAT, a University Institute of Buea, and how has the school succeeded in ensuring that excellence actually prevails or remains consistent within the school?
Thank you very much for that. You know, the word excellence is an umbrella word, which means different things to different peoples at different times.
Okay.
Now, excellence, the way we look at it, means striving for the best and for the highest. Now, you see, to achieve excellence, you have 90% of perspiration and 10% of inspiration. And as we say in the pidgin, good palm wine, no need marketing. It sells itself. So HIBMAT, or now HUIB, because it will be necessary for us to remind our listeners that what used to be HIBMAT, that is Higher Institute of Business and Management and Technology, is now HIBMAT University Institute of Buea. That is a major and a remarkable rise that I will want to return to later. But to continue with the issue of excellence, HIBMAT has put in place a very efficient system of teaching. We have recruited highly educated, highly qualified, and highly experienced and dedicated lecturers. And we have our environment which is very conducive for studies and for working. Our campuses are fully secured, fenced, lighted, and guarded 24 upon 24. And we have systems of bringing in professionals, because we're a professional school. We bring in professionals from the field, from the banks, from the industry, and from commerce to come and talk to our students. And as you have heard from Mr. Ngala, we place our students on internship, not generally on just anywhere. We place them in key industries and key companies like the CDC, like Dangote, like MTN, and so on. We have actually more than 20 of these companies where we send our students for internship. Then we also send them on study trips. They have gone, it may interest you to know, right to the ports in Kribi to see how, especially our students of transport and logistics, to see how the ports operate. Now, all these add to excellence. And then we operate on a strong Christian principles. And we encourage our students, while at school, to desist from this normal distraction. You know, Moliko, I'm talking about the campus in Buea, is one of the most hedonistic towns in Cameroon. And the students there face a lot of distraction. But we try as much as possible to occupy them with extracurricular activities like games, footballs. We organize concerts for them within campus so that they can distract themselves, and we hire comedians and musicians to come and entertain them on campus. So we give them, as we make the atmosphere very conducive for them, and to enable them to concentrate. But you see, as I said, all work but no play makes Jack a dull boy. So we combine play and work. And to assure you again, we encourage the students. We contact their parents. We discuss with them. We also have a counseling system where the students who have some problems are being counseled And you know, in business schools, most of the problem there concerns finances. So most of the students who cannot pay their fees, they pass through counseling. The management has made arrangements to simplify the payment of fees. And you may wish to know that some of the students who have just passed this HND paid their final fees 2 or 3 days before they wrote that exam. That is not very possible in most schools. So you see, as far as education is concerned, we have put in place all the necessary parameters to make it possible for the students to work hard. And as you have seen from the results, they have actually worked very hard.
Okay, they have actually worked very hard. If you are watching the program, we want to look at how excellence is actually cultivated and implemented in universities, especially private universities. And what caught our attention was the score recorded by the HIBMAT University Institute at this year's national examinations, and I thought that they should come and also tell us what their secret is. So if you are watching us and you think that you want to get to them, just get to me through my numbers and I will get you connected to the marketing director who is here so that you discuss with him. Possibly you want your child to go to a HIBMAT University Institute of Buea, but just to note that HIBMAT has a very huge campus in Buea. There's campus A, campus B, and there's work that is ongoing at the campus C. But HIBMAT also operates in Douala. Yes, tell me more about the Douala campus and whether they also performed as well as did they contribute to the overall performance of HIBMAT?
HIBMAT has another campus in Douala, specifically in Bonamusadi at Karifuyo Rojos. That is where HIBMAT Douala is situated. And when we talk about HIBMAT Douala, we stand with our motto of consistency, professionalism, and excellence. HIBMAT Douala has stood the test of time for 2 years because HIBMAT Douala went operational in 2019. And we have been opportune to participate in the higher national diploma exams in the 2021 academic year and also in the 2021-2022 academic year under the Douala Center. For these 2 years, we have had very good results. I start with the first batch of HND students, that is the 2020-2021 academic year, where HIBMAT Douala sent in 23 students, and among the 23 students, 20 students passed with several distinctions and a good number of upper credits. In fact, it's worth noting that in our first experience in Douala, we had one of the best students in logistics and transport in the person of Cho Kunivet Ate, who came out as the 4th position nationwide for logistics and transport management. Okay, looking at the 2021-2022 HND results, these results were equally very good, and they show that HIBMAT is indeed an institute for professional excellence. Why I say so is because this year we sent in 27 students, and 27 students in 5 specialties. And in those 5 specialties, we were opportunity to score 100% in 4 specialties. For the Department of Logistics and Transport Management, we had 99%. And in the Department of Marketing Trade Sales, we had 100%. Human Resource Management, we had 100%. Software Engineering, we had 100%. Banking and Finance, we equally had 100%. And looking at Banking and Finance for this year, HIBMAT Douala equally produced one of the best students, the third student on the list for banking and finance in the person of Donia Angum Abande Tayon. She's a student of HIBMAT Douala. So for these 2 years that we have sent in candidates for the national HND exams, we have been able to stand our motto, which says consistency, professionalism, and excellence.
Okay, I was going to touch this a bit later, but somebody just wrote, I want us to clarify this. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm enjoying this program very much, but I want to ask that, is it still advantageous to go to a private university where the certificate is not recognized out of the country? This is Reina writing from Buea. Just to note that the certificates are from HIBMAT University, actually comes from the mentor universities.
Yes. I think there is total misunderstanding.
Okay.
When we talk of higher national diploma, the certificate is national. It is issued by the Ministry of Higher Education, not by HIBMAT. And when we come to the bachelor degree, they are issued by our mentor institutions. And I want to assure you that we are being mentored by 2 of the famous universities in Cameroon, the University of Bamenda and the University of Buea. And we maintain one of the best working relationship with them. And I want also to say that the Ministry of Higher Education holds us in very high esteem. So we don't issue certificates. No, in fact, no private university issues certificates. So if somebody thinks that their certificates are recognized, not recognized, that is a joke. You remember that when this crisis started, it was said that people should not send their children even to write the GCE because it will not be recognized by UNESCO and all that trash. But what happened in the long run? So I want to assure our listener that the certificates are recognized, and we have our students. If he is very interested, if he's in Buea, he can come and we show him records. We have students who are attending high-grade universities in the United States, in France, in Britain, and in Germany, and they are doing extremely well. So we are proud of our products. And these are the products who sell us abroad, to show you that it's not a matter of certificates. First, education, it's knowledge and how you put it into practice. That is education, not certificates, just a piece of paper.
Okay. A certificate is a piece of paper, but we must also note that what the HIBMAT University is known for is a university for professionals.
Yes.
So when you leave HIBMAT University, the focus more is for you to deliver, okay, and not to brandish. But I want also you, Mr. Ndango, to tell us about your reaction when the HIBMAT was upgraded to the university, to a university. Were you surprised by the fact that the Ministry of Higher Education actually counted HIBMAT worthy to now move on to the status of a university? What are some of those things that you think actually convinced the ministry to be able to see that you people are way beyond where you used to be?
Thank you for that question. Starting with whether I was surprised, I will tell you I was not surprised, okay, because that just confirms the excellence and our results over the years. And it is the prerogative of the Ministry of Higher Education or the Minister of State, Minister of Higher Education, to upgrade a private university into a university institute. And if he decides to upgrade HIBMAT into a private university, it means that he has seen the excellence in us over the years before doing that. And in doing that, he added 2 schools to HIBMAT, because we have 3 functional schools. We have the School of Business, which is called HIBMAT, and we have the School of Engineering and Technology, which is called HIT, and we have the Higher Institute of Health Sciences, HISH. And We are supervised by this ministry, and at the same time, we are also supervised by state universities, as the rector has mentioned. And these state universities, they give their recommendations to the Ministry of Higher Education. And if we are upgraded, it is thanks to the fact that we maintain these standards, we ensure quality assurance over the years, and they decided to upgrade us into a university institute. I can only thank the Ministry of Higher Education, and I also thank the President/CEO of HIBMAT University Institute, who has put in a lot and has put in place a very workable team to be able to accomplish this dream come true. So we remain committed to academic excellence, to professionalism, to maintain this confidence that the Ministry of Higher Education has bestowed on us. We are selected among so many, and it is not by chance that we are selected. I think there's a criteria that the Ministry of Higher Education has, and they follow the criteria to upgrade us into a university institute.
Okay.
If I may add just briefly there. You see, HIBMAT is just 12 years old.
Okay.
That shows you the remarkable development that we have undergone. And as he said, there are laid down strict regulations and conditions to be fulfilled. You must have at least 3 fully accredited schools or more to be raised to the level of a university institute. And we have been lucky within 12 years of hard work, I should say, and of the tenacity, if I may add, even the temerity of the president of HIBMAT, because it is not an easy thing to fulfill these conditions laid down. They are really very hard conditions, and that's why many universities or many schools who would have wanted to have this title of university institute cannot, for the simple reason that they cannot fulfill the conditions. So we have been lucky and we have worked hard, we have fulfilled the conditions. And one thing I should add is that our mentor institutions send in supervisors to supervise examinations.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Please ask the HIBMAT officials which university is their mentor university. Festus is writing from Loom. Maybe Festus joined us late. There are two.
There are two, University of Bamenda and the University of Buea.
Now, University of Bamenda, University of Buea, we're talking about excellence. How much do they contribute to ensuring that excellence is respected at the level of the university?
As I said, they vet our exams.
Okay.
They vet our programs, and they also send in people to supervise so that there is nothing like cheating or any double dealing. So we write, our students write under strict examination conditions. And these mentor institutions also have their own reputation to protect. So by mentoring us, they ensure that we meet up the standards, because it is their name that is on that degree, not ours. So you see, if we are not satisfied, then they cannot, we will water down their reputation. But instead, it will interest you to know that we are helping to raise their reputation. In fact, they are very happy with us.
Okay, they are very happy with you. If you want to know more about the university, please just request the number of the marketing director. I will send it to you. Greetings to you, Mr. Liu. I'm Collins, watching from Yaoundé. Please wish to know the fees of HIBMAT Computer Engineering Department. Collins, I've just sent you the number of Mr. Ngala. Just get to Mr. Ngala and he will reply you on the fees for computer engineering in that institution, university institution. Please, and if you want to request for numbers or more information, preferably write on WhatsApp, please. Write on WhatsApp. I will send you their numbers so that you can relate with them. Now, it talked about 3 schools, And,
Yes.
in the university, which are the schools?
The School of Business Management, Business Sciences, the Higher Institute of Engineering and Technology, and the School of Health Sciences.
The School of Health Sciences.
Yes.
What was the procedure to get your institution moved up to the status of a university?
Well, as I said, you must pass through, you must fulfill certain conditions. One of which is that you must have more than 2 accredited schools, because each school is accredited. And when you have more than that, and then you have, so you fulfill the conditions of infrastructure, and you have qualified staff, teaching staff, and your administration, your organigram is similar to that of a state university. Because you see, that title of university institute gives you a certain degree of autonomy. So we become semi-autonomous. We now have our own senate. Instead of attending the senate of our mentor institutions, we have our own senate, and they come and sit with us in our own senate. So it's actually a way of raising us gradually into a full university.
Okay, raising you people to a full university. Can we...
Just to add to that, before the upgrading to a university institute, the Ministry of Higher Education sent a team of inspectors that came to the then HIBMAT that has been raised to HUIB, and they looked at infrastructure, and they saw that the infrastructure we have in place could support the status of a university institute, as Prof said. And in the last convocation that held in December 18, 2021, the Secretary General at the Ministry of Higher Education, in the name of Professor Gapsa Cyprian, he laid the foundation stone of a Campus C, which is under construction now. We are constructing a Higher Institute of Health Sciences, which is the third school, and a very giant project is going on there presently as we're speaking. Come next academic year, we have more infrastructure to accommodate all the schools that we have.
Okay, infrastructural developments are ongoing at the university, the different university campuses out there in Buea and in Douala. Now, those who are joining us, they would want to know what programs exist at the university. Can you let them understand better?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kum, again. The various programs, I think, we'll first of all start with the HND programs. Like the Deputy Registrar rightly said, we have 3 schools. That's the School of Business and Management Sciences, and we prepare students for the HND programs under various disciplines. We have Human Resource Management, we have Marketing, we have Secretarial Studies and Public Administration, we have Project Management, we have Insurance, we have Accountancy, we have Banking and Finance, we have Tourism and Hotel Management, as well as Transport and Logistics. That's for the HND programs. And we know very well the requirement for admissions into the HND programs. And most of these programs are for 2 years. The durations are 2 years. And the requirement for admission, for you to enroll for the HND program in any of these programs, any of these disciplines that I've just read out, is a pass in the A level. That's a pass in 2 paper A level subjects, excluding religion, which in the later course of the program, I'm just going to read out the admission requirement, the various documents which a candidate is supposed to bring for that candidate to be enrolled. So we have the HND program for the School of Business and Management Sciences. We also have why the last school, which was just added recently by the Ministry of Higher Education, is the Higher Institute of Health Sciences. And just to let our viewers know that for the HND program for the School of Health Sciences, the duration is 3 years and not 2 years. So the other schools, the duration for HND program is 2 years, but that of Health Sciences is 3 years. And after the HND, we also have the degree program. Since the Rector rightly said from the onset, we have been mentored by 2 state universities. That's the University of Buea that issues the BSc, and the University of Bamenda that issues the BTech. So after the HND, our students have the latitude to choose between doing a BSc program or a BTech program. That's the University of Bamenda or the University of Buea. And we also have the 3 years BSc program for a candidate who can just enroll with an A-level, that's the entry requirement A-level, and spend 3 years with us and obtain a direct BSc without writing the HND. So in a nutshell, we have the HND program for the various schools, business and management sciences that will run for 2 years, while that of health sciences will run for 3 years. Then after that, the students have the latitude to choose between the University of Buea or the University of Bamenda, depending on which certificate or which degree the student wants to obtain. If it is BSc, the child have the latitude to choose the University of Buea. If it is BTech, they have the latitude to choose the University of Bamenda. And not forgetting the MBA program, that's Masters in Business Administration, Mr. Kum, because we don't only limit ourselves at the level of HND and a degree. We also have the MBA program, which is currently running, and the first batch of our MBA program just recently graduated. And it will interest you to know that some of these students who just graduated from the MBA program are currently working. Like, for example, we have Madame Enongene, who happens to be the branch manager of EcoBank Moliko of Buea, EcoBank Buea. She was a former student of HIBMAT who recently defended her MBA thesis. And the entry requirement for this particular program, it should be any degree. It doesn't matter if it is a BTech or a BSc. And just to add again, Mr. Kum, that this MBA program is coordinated and by well-renowned university dons. We have in the likes of Professor Jimatet from UBA, University of Bamenda. We have Dr. Moka from University of Bamenda still. We have Dr. Akamin Patrick from University of Ngaoundiri and others. So the program is a full-fledged program, and of which the first batch just recently graduated, and as we speak, the program is currently running. So
all their own members, because they too need members, and they get their members from the schools. So there's no problem there.
And I'm happy with that question. You just mentioned civil engineering, and that is a...
Yeah, I think if I can help her there. First, the issue of the entry conditions are laid down for the HND by the state. It's not by us. So all schools that operate the HND, that run the...
A number you can also be discussing with him to know more. Good evening, Mr. Kum. Can the HIBMAT representatives name the options in engineering department? Humphrey is writing from Limber.
Yes. In the Higher Institute of Engineering and Technology, we have electrical and electronics engineering, and right now we offer the specialty electrical power system. And under the Department of Computer and Communications Engineering, we have these specialties. We have software engineering, we have computer science and networks. And we have civil and structural engineering. And there are more programs that have been introduced that will run this academic year.
Yes, like for example, we have the water engineering and management specialties. We have networks, telecommunications specialties. And you see, under the electrical engineering, the registrar mentioned 2, but there are more. You see, he mentioned electrical power engineering, but there are electronics, there are electrotechnics, there are maintenance of industrial system and maintenance of biomedical equipment. Yes, and we also have School of Civil and Structural Engineering specialties, which have civil, that is, science of technology and urban planning. You know, this is something that is new, urban planning.
Good evening, Mr. Leo. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Please help me ask the HIBMAT officials to tell the fees for the different fields they offer in the university. Gracious Ako, writing there. Please, can you just write to me on WhatsApp? I'll send you their numbers. They will get to you, please. Now, we're talking about excellence in a school. Excellence is not just at the level of the lecturing. Excellence is actually reflected with the products in the market. Yes.
Yeah.
Can we know more about them, the guys who have graduated from the university? How performance are they? Are you engaging with their employers? What feedback are you getting from them?
Oh, thank you again, Mr. Kom, for giving me this opportunity again. I will say the HIBMAT University Institute, we call it a family. Like I said earlier, have trained more than 17,000 professionals who are working in and out of Cameroon. It will interest you, Mr. Kom, to note that on the day we took students on academic study visit to Dangote Cement recently, that's the electrical department. And in the course of visiting that particular section at Dangote Cement, because it's a normal tradition that we always take our students on academic study visits, so that, like I said earlier, they should not limit themselves in the context of the classroom. They are being sent to the field to see the practical part of what they have been studying in class. And it happens that day that we had to take the students of the electrical department to Dangote to see what they have been studying in class. And there we get to learn about terminals and the rest. And it will interest you to know that the person whom we met at the electrical department in Dangote Cement happens to be a former student of HIBMAT who graduated last year in the name of Kemel Reza. A student who graduated few months back happens to be somebody who was working at Dangote Cement, and she had to share her experience with us, and it motivated those who went for that study visit, and many of them went back with positive note, saying that they too, they would like to become like her. So it just shows you where HIBMAT students are being placed. We have many of them, even at the level of the MBA and the rest, MBA program. Like I mentioned earlier, we have students who just did their MBA last year, and many of them are already being placed in corporate bodies. Like Madam Enongene of EcoBank, which I mentioned earlier. We have Mr. Evaristus, who happens to be the marketing director of MTN, one of the marketing director of MTN. And even Madam Eyong, who works at the National Employment Fund. So we have so many of them who have stood the test of time and have placed themselves into the society thanks to HIBMAT.
Okay.
If I may add briefly there, HIBMAT happens to be one of the few institutions that has a follow-up system. That is, we follow up our students when they graduate. We don't just say bye-bye and for good. And we also have an alumni association. And that alumni association is, we invite them during convocations and during matriculations to come and speak and talk to the students. And some of them have been job creators. They have their own companies. In fact, there's one. I'm not very good at keeping names on my head. I'm very sorry about that. Yes, but there's somebody who, yes, who has recruited about 5 of his own colleagues who graduated with him. He has recruited them, and they are well paid, and they have no complaints. So you see, that question is a very, very important question in the sense that any institution that does not follow up its graduates is not a very serious institution. So this follow-up is very important. In fact, that is one of our standard points, that we have this follow-up. We follow up our students. We invite them to come and talk to the existing students in the school so that they should know. You know, we cannot know everything. That is true. So we call them, and they are younger. They belong to the same age generation, so they can interact and they can bond together.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm currently enjoying the program just to appreciate the panel members of HIBMAT University Institute of Buea and to confirm the quality of professional education rendered in this institution. They are actually making great strides. God bless this wonderful institution. Brenda Lynn, writing there. Good evening to you, Brenda Lynn. Good evening, sir. Please, how much is transport and logistics cost specifically in Douala? George is writing from Douala. George, I've sent you the number of Mr. Ngala. Get to him. He will give you details on what you want to know. Good evening, Mr. Liu. This is Ari from Buea. How many years is the bachelor's degree program after having the higher national diploma at the Higher Institute of Higher HIBMAT? You know, I'm so I'm so used to HIBMAT
now.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you very much. It's just 1 year.
Yes. Okay. So it is 1 year.
Yeah, it's a top-up. It's a top-up program. So
Can you explain it to those who are watching?
Yes.
What is top-up?
Top-up means that after you have had your HND, then you have a 1-year course where you now obtain a degree, a Bachelor of Technology degree at the end. That's what we call it, a top-up. Because the HND is an intermediate degree, a diploma rather, it's an intermediate diploma, which reduces your course, because a normal degree course is 3 years. You have already done 2, so you top up 1, and then that is 3 years, so you qualify for a degree. And that is standard, universal, it's not only limited to Cameroon.
Okay.
And just to add, Mr. Liu, from where the rector ended, I think HIBMAT, if not that I'm making a mistake, because we know HIBMAT is one of those university institutes that is mentored by 2 state universities. Only one, if I may say so. That's the University of Buea that issues a BSc, and University of Bamenda that issues a BTech.
Okay.
Because you made mention of top-up, a question just came in. Now, immediately after your HND, the fact that we are being mentored by 2 state universities, we give the latitude to our students to choose between BSc or BTech. Like the rector rightly said, BSc is an academic degree, while BTech happens to be a professional degree.
Okay.
So we give the latitude to our students to choose after their HND, either BSc or BTech.
Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Ivor from Loom. Just to ask, in the level of electronic, how is the training being done? Is it in the workshop or the lab?
Good. First, it is, you do the theory, which is normal. And then we have laboratories. And then we send them out to industrial training, where they go out now, especially to these power stations. Yes. So it is a 3-tiered course. You have the theory in the classroom, you have the laboratory work there on campus, and then you have the industrial training.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Just to confirm that HIBMAT is indeed a great institution from the School of Business Management Sciences. I'm a proud product of that school, currently working in a credit union. Okay. This is a testimony coming from a former student from Yaoundé. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and the staff of HIBMAT in the studio. I am happy to have passed through a prestigious university institute like HIBMAT. This is Engineer Ayamba writing from Manfe. Okay, this is an engineer writing from Manfe. Good evening to you, engineer. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Please, I wish to ask, can HIBMAT not create a branch in Kumba or even a faculty of agricultural science, for example? Sorry, it's Martin writing from Kumba. I didn't mention my name. Martin, you can make that proposal to them. Just get to Mr. Ngala. Mr. Ngala? Is it Ngala?
Ngale.
Ah, I've been making an error. Sorry. Sorry. Pardon me for miscalling that name. Okay. This one says, good evening, sir. Please ask your panelists if they are offering online studies. For now, no online studies. Their campus is very physical in Buea and Douala. Yes, no online studies for now. but you're also giving them ideas on what they should be thinking about.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Leo and the staff of HIBMAT and the studio. I'm happy to have gone through that school. Okay. Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm a veteran from Douala. Given that you are doing APS and you want to do a master's after school, meaning I can't do BTech, but instead a bachelor in Buea. I don't know APS, what?
Electrical power system.
Okay.
Is he talking after the degree level or?
I don't know. Given that you are doing APS and you want to do a master's after school, meaning I can't do BTech, but instead a bachelor's degree in Buea?
For now, we don't run MTechs, that's Masters of Technology at the engineering programs. For now, we do MBA for the business programs.
Okay.
It is a process which will gradually grow to do masters in engineering.
Good evening, Mr. Liu. I wish to know about the fees of the university. Francis is writing. But now, many persons are actually concerned about the fees. They may be, because we talk of ensuring excellence and the fact that the university has been outstanding in its national, in its performance at the national level. Many persons may be afraid to think that this is one of those very expensive universities. How affordable? We are not talking about the actual fees here, but at the amounts, are they affordable? Is that what cuts across? Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Kum, before I dive into that particular question, I would just want our viewers to go back to my expose I did between a businessman and an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So, and Madame Gloria, who happens to be the Dean of Studies of Douala, mentioned something, that HIBMAT is built on strong Christian principles and values. I think the vision and mission behind the creation of HIBMAT University Institute by the President and CEO of HIBMAT is to solve societal problems and not to make profit like a businessman. He's a social entrepreneur. So I think on that basis, the fee is very moderate as compared to others around. And just to add again, the fee which we are seeing that is very moderate, so many things have been inclusive in the fee, like the internship placement we have been talking about. In other places, other schools, people will pay a sum of 20 to 50,000 francs just for students to be placed on internships. But in HIBMAT University Institute of Buea, as well as in Douala, we place our students on free internship. They don't pay a dime. So the fee, Ms. Hakum, I must conclude that it is very moderate and affordable to our parents.
Let me add one thing to that. You see, every school wants to attract students. So if you step up your fees, you are actually driving them. As you can see from the number of questions, that shows you that we have that idea in mind. And our fees, compared to other schools, that one I can tell you without any fear of contradiction. Our fees are moderate.
Okay.
And to add, Mr. Kum, the fee is moderate and it is paid in installments. The installments are made in a way that the parents will not feel the pain when paying the fee. They will not feel any stress in paying the fee. It's paid in 2 installments. One in the first semester and the other before you write your second semester exams. You're supposed to have completed the fee.
Okay. This one says, please, can we do online studies? I'm having an HND. I wish to continue online. Just write to Mr. Ngala. He's going to help you out. Good evening to all in the studio. I wish to have more about petroleum engineering. Oscar is writing from Loom. Oscar, I will just refer you to Mr. Ngale. I will send you his number to get to him. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I wish to know if it's a Department of Mechanical Engineering. My name is Desmond, writing from Yaoundé. Is there a Department of Mechanical Engineering?
No, for now.
No.
I think the various...
I think we have the authorization to run mechanical engineering, but it is not yet operational.
Okay.
We open them progressively
as
a means permit.
Okay. I am June Elijah in Limbe. Good evening, Mr. Liu. What is the cost of the master's program? June, can you just get to Mr. Ngale? Mr. Ngale will answer you. Just write to him, please, so that he will tell you what you have to do. But let's talk about the school for professionals, a university for professionals. Are they actually professionals by the time they leave the university?
Yes, we train several students. And when we talk of being a professional, it means that we have trained you to a level that you have achieved some competencies that you can apply in the job market, or which you can create a business and run by your own. Because we don't train only job seekers, we also train job creators. As the rector of the institution, Professor Talla, mentioned that we have students who have even recruited their own means. He was mentioning Fomi Harmony, who is the owner of Zani and Sons Construction, based here in Douala. And he has not only recruited about 5 of his own classmates, he has about 15 employees. Those are products of HIBMAT. So when somebody has graduated like that and is able to create a business and impact the society, it means that we train professionals. That notwithstanding, we know that everybody cannot be an entrepreneur or create a job, because to be a real entrepreneur, as Mr. Ngala said, it requires a lot of sacrifice and patience, which some cannot go through. But we have seen from the reaction of some of our students who are working in financial institutions, and they are proud to have been products of this institution. So it speaks for itself. That notwithstanding, we may still have some students who are not meeting up for reasons known to them, because we cannot have 100% in everything. But I know that our students are standing tall in the market, both in the job market and as job creators.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Darlington from Bangem. I like your show, and I wish to know whether the Department of Computer Engineering is available. How much is the registration fee? Just write me on WhatsApp. I'll send you the number of Mr. Ngale. Is it available?
Yeah. Yes, computer engineering.
Yes, available.
I think the Department of Computer Engineering is available. We mentioned the specialties that we have under that department. And I can tell you, since the creation of computer engineering, you can go to past results. That is where HIBMAT stands very tall.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and to all your panelists. Just to confirm that HIBMAT is the best. I am graduate from HIBMAT with an MBA in Finance Management, working with Nabes College Buea as the senior discipline master, and also handling other issues with experience gotten from there. Alfred Tamufo is writing from Buea. Good evening to you, Alfred. For those who are requesting for the numbers, please write me on WhatsApp. Well, WhatsApp, I'll share the numbers with you. Good evening, Mr. Leo. If a student who completed from a different school obtaining HND in transport and logistics, can he continue with you, and how much will it cost to obtain a degree? It's Lovett writing from Bamenda. Is it possible?
Yes.
Very
entry
possible.
qualification is the HND, and once you have the HND, you want to do a top-up degree. It does not matter where you obtain your HND, because all the certificates are issued by the Ministry of Higher Education.
Okay, so you can get to them. You have Mr. Ngale's number. Hello, good evening, Mr. Liu. I want to do masters in HIBMAT. Can I have their numbers? Orok is writing from Buea. Orok, you have Mr. Ngale's number there to you already. Madam Glory, I think it's time for us to also listen to a student here. A student, a former student, I don't know. Can she come? But before you leave, what is happening now at the Douala campus?
At the Douala campus, admissions are ongoing for all our programs, the HND program, the BTech, the BSc, and the MBA programs. So we are open every working day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are always in school.
Okay, and the school is located around Eurojust,
Yes,
for Eurojust,
just in Bonamusadi.
Bonamusadi, Douala. For those of you watching from Douala and you want to visit the school, just get to me and I will connect you to the authorities of that school, especially Mr. Ngala, who will also give you details on what it takes to become a member of that family. They say HIBMAT is a family. Yes, we're going to also be listening to a student who just got a result, one of the best results in Cameroon from HIBMAT. She'll be joining us very shortly. Good evening, Mr. Liu, the current loan officer of NFC Bank Buea is a product of HIBMAT Buea Accounting Department. Mr. Kamga, lecturer, okay? To tell you that HIBMAT, the guys are doing great out there. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Can someone take part-time courses for a few months to improve their skills in banking operations? How long can this take and what diploma can be obtained? It's HUIB writing from Bamenda. Are there short courses?
No, we don't run short courses at
okay.
HIBMAT.
Okay, there are no short courses at HIBMAT for now. HUIB, you just need to register and do the full course if you want to benefit from the very, very high quality knowledge that is being dished out. Now, we've just been joined by one of our brightest in Cameroon. Not only HIBMAT, she will introduce herself to us and also tell us her distinction amongst all of those who wrote the HND this year.
Thank you, Celio, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm Mbella Brenda, a student of HUIB Buea. So it has not been easy preparing for my HND exams. It has been very difficult during this period. With the help of my parents and they really played a good role for me to be amongst the best students, to be precise, the best student in Cameroon. So I'll thank them for giving me this opportunity to be here, because without them I'll not be here today. And secondly, I'm going to thank the Higher Institute, HUIB, also for this opportunity, for their consistency and also their hard work for me to be here today. It's really a privilege, and I'm also going to thank God. Without God, this result will not be possible. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about your experience at the university. You spent 2 years.
Yeah.
To emerge brightest in Cameroon. How did they accompany you? How did they push you to accomplish this?
Okay, for this period of 2 years, the first year we had normal lectures, and after our first year, we're being placed on our internship. So we had internship for a period of 1 year and for a period of 1 month, sorry. And after that, we came out with our reports and we were able to defend our reports for our HND examinations. And also, we also have lectures, preparing for these lectures from 7:30 until at most 4:30 p.m. our lectures end. And from that period of time, I also had groups of friends which we studied together, because I also prepare for my HND examinations by studying after school, and then after school I go home and rest and prepare for the next day.
Okay. We'll be coming back to you. Hello, I'm Peter from Bamenda. Is the school having a secondary section? Not yet, but all these proposals have been taken care of. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I wish to ask if HIBMAT offers online courses at master's level, divine for writing from Buea. So many persons are asking about online courses. Notes are being taken from all what you guys are saying. This one says, good evening, sir. Can someone with ICT do computer engineering? Is it possible? ICT.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Information and communication technology.
Yes, you can do it. Good evening, Mr. Liu and the staff of HUIB. When I was going to HIBMAT, I had in mind that I just wanted to cover up the fact that I have been to a professional school, but after having my HND, I realized that I still have the zeal to do my degree program there. HUIB is not just an institution, it is a family. I'm gonna take friends writing there. Good evening, Mr. Kum. I'm a Fubai Jerry in Pendamboko. Can you send me Mr. Ngala's number? Thanks. Can you just write me on WhatsApp? I'll send you Mr. Ngala's number. But let me just send. You have Mr. Ngala's number there. We see so many students' products from HIBMAT writing this evening, saying, confirming what we are saying, because you may be talking here and people think you are fabricating things. But the structures that we see behind us, all those big buildings, are these true structures of the school, or you guys got it from the internet to deceive people? Yes, that is an amphi now.
Yes.
The amphi, is it in the university, or there are pictures from the internet?
No, they say the taste of the eating, of the pudding, is in the eating.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to go down to Buea, come down to Moliko, and you will see the structures. They are there. They cannot run away. They don't have feet. So they are there. And I want to tell you that a professional institution does not rely only on classroom teaching.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there's also the culture of professionalism, which is not readily taught in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
The entrance requirements, the teaching programs, and everything for all the professional schools, they are the same.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is in the way we deliver and how we deliver.
Mm-hmm.
That is the difference. And as I said, the issue of follow-up. You see, if you come to HIBMAT, every Wednesday, when you see our banking and finance students, they are dressed corporate. That is, in suit, with their ties, and black shoes, and so on. We are teaching them how to adapt to the corporate world. We insist on our dress code. Mm-hmm. Because if you have to be a manager, a banker, or a cashier or so, I mean, you cannot sit in a bank and you come with that very strange hairstyle that I see these days, and you want to say that you are... No employer, no banker, no business will employ you. So we insist that our students dress decently. We insist that they speak decently. And we insist that they behave decently. The reason being that they are our ambassadors. They are the ones who represent us outside. We are within the institution, and they are our windows. So we make sure, of course, like in every human endeavor, you have a few failures, those who would want to go their own way. There's nothing you can do about that. But what we want to say here is that we are happy the way our students are responding to our training, as you can hear from their testimonies. We are happy that they are representing us the way we want them to represent us.
Okay. For the structure, when I saw on the structure on the flyer, I thought it was just for marketing purposes. But I must confirm that what you see in the picture is what you will see in physical. Okay, this is somebody writing there. Good evening. Do HIBMAT offer distance learning? Samuel is writing from Kumba. Many persons are interested in
yes,
distance
yes,
learning.
It's something that is under gestation.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Can someone study journalism there? I'm sure it is. The program is also under construction.
Yes, it's on
Yes,
that.
there is something that is on the pipeline in that direction at HIBMAT University. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and everyone in the studio. I think education is good, but there should be career orientation as a subject to all schools in Cameroon, so that students should know what is hot in the job market instead of training unskilled people who, on the other hand, will graduate as job seekers. If we must meet up with the 21st century, then we need practicality. Prince Biller is writing from Berlin in Germany. Okay, I'm sure one Mr. Ngala or you're going to respond to that. Good evening, sir. I see some very interesting field. I would just like the officials to answer some few questions. Academic quality and university reputation, accreditation, career sources and opportunity, qualification of academic staffs, because I see institutions in Cameroon now is more of business than academics. Cyril is writing from Buea. The rector is here with us. The rector is a reputable professor in Cameroon. When we talk of yes, when we talk of the biggest professors you can mention in Cameroon, I'm sure Prof is amongst them. And for the ministry to actually move the structure, the institution to the level of the university, I'm sure findings were done, and the structures we find behind us there. Yes. You people say it is real, so there is. You guys have even the biggest amphis down there for a private university in Cameroon. So I'm sure it's no joke. King Mata.
And something is coming up which is bigger than what they are seeing.
Okay.
Mr.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Leo. I'm Chair Wilfred from Yaoundé. Please ask your panelists if there are science labs for students with innovative and scientific mindsets that can carry out scientific research for innovation. Yes, the structures are being put in place, please. So that is possible. Can you just write to them? Please, can I get the number of the marketing director of HIBMAT? Is Benazet writing from Kumba? Yes, you have that number, the number of Mr. Ngala. You have the number sent to you right now. You were going to add something, yeah?
Yes, Mr. Kum, I just want to cue into the issue, on this issue of the campus, the structure. Yeah, if you look at the images that are circulating on the program now, you'll realize that
there's nothing fake.
These are not internet images.
They're not simulations.
Yes, they are real life images directly from the campus. And you rightly said, HIBMAT is the only university institute in Fako, if I may say so, that is blessed with an Amphi 700, as you can see there. Yes, the campus is very conducive and comfortable for what? Studies. And it will interest you again to note that this campus is not only being enjoyed by HIBMAT students. HIBMAT campus is being used as an HND center, which means other schools, they come and write the HND in our campus.
And the HND examinations are being graded there.
Again, in the campus. So when we talk about simulation or faking of campus and the rest, I don't think that one is having any weight, because the campus is there. Like the registrar rightly said, we have 3 campuses in Buea. We have the admission office, which is located just opposite the Moliko Stadium. That's campus A. While campus B is just 100 meters from the stadium, going towards the central market, and campus C, which is going to harbor our School of Health Sciences, which is under construction now and which will go operational this year. So in Buea alone, we have 3 campuses. One at Checkpoint Moliko, the other campus B, which is just 100 meters from Checkpoint, and campus C, which is under construction.
And it is clear to know that campus C is just opposite the co-cathedral, for those who know Buea. So it is very easy to find. It's not, it doesn't pose any problem. It's just next adjacent the co-cathedral.
Okay, good evening, sir. I wish to find out with KPM or grade, can I be admitted in the university and which course, considering that I am working in Ministry of Basic Education, CAPIEM. I don't know. Can you just write to me on WhatsApp? Let me send you Mr. Ngala's number. You will know what CAPIEM is. What level of CAPIEM?
CAPIEM is a degree for diploma for primary school teachers, yes, if I'm not mistaken. But for students who have certificates that are not advanced level, especially for the foreign students who want to enroll for the HND program, once you get to the Ministry of Higher Education and they issue you an equivalence based on the certificate that you have, you can register for the HND program. But it is the prerogative of the Ministry of Higher Education to issue that equivalence, not us.
Okay. Now, our brightest students is here. What is it that you will tell your friends who are watching? What is the message you have for them so that they can also enjoy from what we enjoyed from HIBMAT and become the best also in Cameroon?
Well, the message I'll have for every young girl, every young boy out there is to be hardworking and to be consistent in anything which you do. Do not plan for today, but plan for the future. As HIBMAT teaches us, we plan for our future. We are being taught to become entrepreneurs of tomorrow, how to develop ourselves to become the leaders of tomorrow. So if you want to be like me, I just want to advise you to be hardworking, consistent, and also put God in anything you do.
Okay. God, there's few people usually pray in HIBMAT?
Yes. We usually pray, and I can remember towards the end of every academic year, our president organizes a mass for all of us, and we have that mass for like a closing of the academic year. So HIBMAT also brings up us in a godly way, not only academically. Yeah.
Okay. Career orientation, how does it operate there?
For career orientation, we have counselors, and when you come to the admission office, because as a professional schools, we don't lay conditions on who should enroll in which program. As people were asking, if I have arts background, can I do computer engineering, can I do nursing and so on. Mostly in the world, we don't put these conditions. Now, when you come, we orientate you and tell you what lies ahead of you, because we know that to choose to do a professional program, it means that you are ready. Most often, we see that our students in the secondary school or who have even graduated, we have students who have graduated from universities who are coming back to enroll because they choose the wrong career path. And because they have seen that they don't have skills in certain things, they come and enroll to do computer engineering and do all this engineering. We tell you exactly what it takes, and if you are ready for the program, you enroll. So many of them have enrolled and they have succeeded. We tell you the opportunities that are open in the job market and the possibilities of creating your own business. And it will interest you to know that many of the students who came and many thought they will not succeed, they have succeeded. And some of them have not only succeeded in their examinations, they are doing well in the industry and they are creating their own jobs. If you see here, computer engineering, the best student is a girl that's for computer science and networks for HND 2022 session, and that's a field. And most people think that it is reserved for men.
For men?
And we see the whole ball game changing. I'm very proud of this young girl, Mbella, who emerged the best, telling you that HIBMAT can transform anybody into anything, provided you are willing to work. And just to add, Mr. Leo, let me tell you something. One of our secrets, we inculcate the spirit of hard work and discipline in our students. You see those who have been writing and a testimony. And if you take the same set of students, the same set of teachers or lecturers, and you give two different groups of management or administrators, they can produce you two different results. Meaning that management or administration plays a significant role in achieving academic excellence. And the president/CEO of HIBMAT has put in place a very strong management team that can coordinate the students, the staff, and the resources that he has put in place for HIBMAT to achieve these results. I think it is a laudable effort that he is putting in place. If he can recruit people like Professor Talla, Ibrahim, Kashim, one of the most renowned professors emeritus in this country, then that tells you the extent to which he can go to put in place a very strong and efficient management team. That is one of our secrets.
Okay. Good evening. My elders wish to ask if HIBMAT offers agriculture, and I really wish to be a student in HIBMAT on mechanical engineering, but I'm unfortunate. Okay. Notes are being taken down there. Mr. Leo, please, I want to ask if someone have to do computer hardware and software, if you have advanced level, that is A2 student, will it be possible? Sadrak is writing from Santa, I'm sure.
Yes,
it's very possible.
Yes, it's possible, but you choose between software engineering or hardware maintenance. You cannot do the two at once, except you do one, you finish, you get a certificate and do another one. You will not do the two together for certification, but they have very similar courses.
Okay, so I hope you've taken notes. You can do it. Just contact us. I will give you the marketing director's number, Mr. Ngala. Good evening. I'm Nkengjo from Kumba. Is it true that after graduating from some private institutions with a degree and one is to proceed with studies in government universities or abroad, you are told your degree is not up to standard? You are then advised to do an additional 1 year in order to meet up with the standard as those who graduated from state-owned institutions. I'm sure that is a big lie, but you clarified this already.
Yes, yes. Because you see, we have been mentored by these same state institutions. So it's they who offer the degrees, not us. We teach, they certify.
So the degrees that will be obtained as far as the HIBMAT University is concerned are degrees that are offered by either the University of Buea or the University of Bamenda.
Yes.
Yeah.
And recognized by the Ministry of Higher Education.
And the HND, the Ministry of Higher Education.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I just wish to ask, the Campus C is under construction and HUIB is also a school of engineering. The students from engineering department who are involved in the construction.
Yes, of course, no, they are. Okay. Actually, if you go to the site, the civil engineering students are there working, and the electrical engineering students will follow once they start the issue of wiring. In fact, they took part last week for the earthing, to put the earth. Now they are waiting for the work to progress so that they will come with the wiring. No, that is one of the things we do.
Okay, I remember I saw the students of the electrical engineering students when they were constructing the other structure, the structure that is
yes,
they are the ones who.
Yeah, they are the ones.
I think the Campus B was electrified by one of our students when he was still a student, forming Harmony, who is a job creator now with the Nzani construction company that I mentioned here. He electrified our campus. That tells you the quality of the engineers which we produce. We have confidence in them. And in all these structures that we have mentioned, we have never had a major electrical fault, meaning that the work was up to standard.
Okay. Now, we have just 15 more minutes to go. If somebody wants to come to HIBMAT, what do they need as a requirement?
Okay, thank you very much again, Mr. Leonard. As per the admission requirement, Like we mentioned earlier, we have 3 schools: the School of Business and Management Sciences, we have the School of Health Sciences, and we have the School of Engineering and Technology. And there we run programs on HND, BSc, BTech, and MBA. So I will start first with the HND program, the admission requirement. So for you to enroll into HIBMAT University Institute under the program of HND, the various requirements are: first, you need to be a holder of A level, that's GC advanced level. For the general, you need to have a pass in at least 2 papers, excluding religious studies. And for the commercial, I think you need to have a pass in at least 4 of their specialties. And you need to also come with a certified copy of your birth certificate, an application fee, which we call admission package of 25,000 francs, and a photocopy of your national identity card. If not, I'm sure as a student you obviously have a school ID card, and 4 passport size photograph, which can be of red background or white background. And for the BTech or BSc program, the BSc is divided into 2. We have the 3 years BSc, which is having its own admission requirement. So for those who are going in for the BSc, 3 years BSc, the admission requirement is the same like that of HND, which means the candidate is supposed to have a pass in at least 2 paper A-level subject, excluding religious studies. While we also have the 1 year top-up BSc, which the admission requirement should be all the holders of HND in a particular field of studies. And for BTech, again, the admission requirement is HND. You need to be a holder of HND. And not forgetting the MBA, that's Masters in Business Administration. And the admission requirement should be a bachelor degree, be it BSc or BTech, because it's a professional master's, a registration fee of 45,000, a certified copy of A-level or baccalaureate or its equivalent, a photocopy of national ID card, and 4 passport size photograph. So in a nutshell, Mr. Combe, like I just read earlier, the various programs are HND, BSc, which could be 3 years, or a top-up, a BTech, and MBA. And the minimum entry for HND should be a pass in the advanced level. That's for the general, that's 2 papers, excluding religion. And just to add again, Mr. Combe, some questions came in and students were asking, if you are from an art background, can you study computer engineering? It's a professional university. I want our viewers to know that HIBMAT University Institute is a professional university, and we mold and we train students from scratch. It will interest you that as we are sitting here, the person who actually came out with the design of this folder we are sharing around, going around schools, sharing, and the folders our viewers are seeing, was designed, the brain behind it was a former A2 student. A2, I think it should be Econs Geo History, without any background in mathematics, without any background in computer or ICT. But the person was given the opportunity to study computer and communication engineering in HIBMAT. And I think the person is excelling based on what they have been doing. So there is no barrier to entry, Mr. Combe. I just want our viewers to know there is no barrier to entry. You must not have O-level mathematics before you can study accountancy. You must not have A-level economics before you can enroll to study banking and finance. There is no barrier to entry. All what is required is a pass in 2 paper A-level subjects, excluding religion, and you come to HIBMAT and you choose a particular program based on your passion, and we'll train you to become that professional which you want to become.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Do they also offer electronic and mechatronic engineering in HIBMAT?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Ngala says yes, so you can do it. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm getting excited with the program and hoping to be a part of the school already, and also want the director's number. Nivat Emmanuel is writing from Bamenda. Okay, I'll send you Mr. Ngala's number so that you can discuss with him. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please, Eric Zekia, I have a BSc in nursing and wish to know if there are professional masters in nursing or any health-related departments. I don't know. You get to Mr. Ngale, I'll send you his number. Yes, but I want us to talk about HIBMAT started 12 years ago, as you say, yes. And today it's a university, has sent out so many students who are excelling out there. Many of them have written to us this night to confirm the goodness of the school. But behind all of this, where is this force coming from?
Good, thank you very much for that question. In fact, if HIBMAT has made these giant strides, if it has risen from grass to grace, it is thanks to the force behind it. And that force is none other than the founder and now president and CEO of HIBMAT, Mr. Jude Chilaka, himself a professional, himself an entrepreneur, who is a visionary, who had deep insight and foresight to deliver quality education to deserving young Cameroonians. In fact, he had the vision and he had the courage, he had the audacity to take upon himself this Herculean task of building a school and raising it to the standard that it is today. It is not an easy thing. But you see, he is a man who is self-effacing. In fact, you hardly see him. Some people even don't know him. In fact, there are some students who only see him on rare occasions. But it is he who had dreamt about this school and who had the vision to carry it forward. All these programs that our listeners are proposing are actually in the pipeline. Most of them are in the pipeline. But you see, they say a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And he is taking his steps one at a time. And I think that if HIBMAT is what it is today, it is because he is ready and willing to take the risk. No business can succeed without the risk. But he has taken the risk, and the risk has paid off. And that's why we are happy to say that HIBMAT is what it is, and we are looking forward that HIBMAT will grow from strength to strength, and that he will continue to take greater risks, because to bring all these new programs, it's not easy. It needs financial, heavy capital investment. It also needs the assurance that you will have the students, because the students are not there for you just to pick. But we are lucky that the way we are going now, we are sure that as the programs are coming on, the students will be following.
Okay. So, please, does HIBMAT offer evening courses?
Yes, we offer evening courses at HIBMAT Douala. Okay. And it is in a pipeline in Buea.
Okay, for those of you in Douala, you want to study in the evening, please, HIBMAT has that opportunity for you. You know, we are working here now. Almost everybody is busy, so you go to work the whole day in the evening. Yes. You go do your program. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm interested to know the fees and requirements for the Department of Computer Software. I'm Queen Novel, writing from Bafang. Queen Novel, let me send you Mr. Ngale's number. You discuss that out with him. He will give you details. Greetings, sir. I love the topic of today. I wish to know from the guest why religious studies is always excluded but written as a subject exams. Why not stop the subject if it has no use? Mr. Peter is writing from Bamenda. Okay, those are requirements handed down by the ministry, so they can't answer for that. They're just following what the ministry is saying, and surely their mentor universities. Good evening, Mr. Kum. Is HIBMAT having any link with civil engineering? I'm called Edwin, writing from Kumba. Civil engineering.
Yes.
Okay. Edwin, you can study civil engineering at HIBMAT, please. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I wish to know when the concours for the school would be. I would like to be part of the institute. I'm Bright, writing from Bamenda. There's no concours. Eh?
No, there's no concours.
There's no concours. Just to let our viewers know again that there is no concours. The requirement for entry, for you to be part and parcel of the HIBMAT family, like I said earlier, is just a pass in the advanced level in 2 papers. And the point does not matter.
Okay.
It's a professional university.
Okay. Good evening.
Then you too, you have to constitute your file made up of the admission requirements that he has mentioned. Once you constitute the file with the documents that he has mentioned, and you pay your registration fee, you will be admitted.
Okay. Good evening. I'm Charles from Limbe. I want to find out if HIBMAT offers masters in electrical power system.
Not yet.
Not yet. Greetings to you all. Please, is the school having fashion and designing? Manto Jennifer is writing from Santa. Okay, I'm not sure. It's still okay. Yes. Good evening, Mr. Kum. I'm in love with HIBMAT, please. And can I have the director's number?
You will give the number of Mr. Ngala, the marketing director.
Marketing director. I'll send the marketing director's number. Please, most of you requesting for these numbers, write me on WhatsApp. I'll send it. Good evening, Mr. Kum. Please, can I have their contact for more information about the school? Thanks. Okay, I'll send you Mr. Ngala's number. Good evening, Mr. Kum. Love what you guys are saying today. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please, can I have Mr. Ngala's number? I want to get more inquiries about HIBMAT. Clement is writing from Kumba. Good evening to you, Clement. I'll send you Mr. Ngala's number. We are out of time. Thank you for coming, Mr. Ndango.
Thank you.
Thank you
for inviting us.
Okay. Thank you to Mr. Ngala. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leonard. And just to add that admissions are ongoing, both in our campus in Buea as well as in Douala.
Where are these campuses?
You can get to us in Buea at Checkpoint Moleko, just opposite the Umi Sports Stadium. That's the stadium. Just opposite, you will see an Express Union building off floor. We have the HIBMAT admission office. And you can also get to us in Douala, for those of us who want to study in Douala at Karifu, you will just Bona Musazi. Yes, you can get to us there, and just to add that admissions are ongoing.
Okay. Thank you too for coming.
Thank you, Silvio, for having me.
Okay, and I'm ending with you, Professor. Thank you for coming all the way from Buea.
Thank you very much for receiving us. We are grateful.
Okay, we also want to say thank you to you, Madam Glory, who was part of this program, and to you, Eduke Nadesha, who is coordinating this whole stuff. She's seated here in the studio. Mr. Lu, please send me Mr. Ngala's number. Okay, I've sent you Mr. Ngala's number. I want to thank all of you who took time off to watch this edition of the program. Tomorrow, we are going to do part 2 of what men of God can do to end the ongoing conflict in the southwest and northwest regions of Cameroon. Many prophets have spoken about the crisis. Men of God has made declarations. Others are saying this. Others are saying that. When should they say? When should they talk in one voice? And why are people not listening to the word of God? We're going to be discussing that on Prime Art tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.
In need of a helping hand, Mitanyan Cooperative Credit Union is here for you. Mitanyan Cooperative Credit Union is a dynamic people-owned savings and loans cooperative society operated on sound cooperative and business principles. Are you looking for a secured place to save money with a monthly interest, receive salaries, or take loans at reasonable rates of interest? Mitanyan Cooperative Credit Union provides you with required quality and affordable financial products and services which will not only meet but exceed your expectations. The services of Mitakul are open for personal accounts as well as Njangi groups, village councils, churches, schools, developmental organizations, clubs, and many more. Mitakul makes it easy to open minor accounts for your children from the day of birth. Mitanyan Cooperative Credit Union has recently launched its Momo Cash service, which allows users to obtain small loans for daily use, either for airtime, data, or even mobile money. After 22 years of existence, Mitakul remains the focal point of the entire Cameroon network in terms of its level of digitalization and exponential growth. Do not be left behind. Become a member of Mitakul today and benefit from all these advantages. Visit our agencies in Yaoundé, Douala, Akwa, Bonamusadi, Village, Andobo, Bafusam, Buea, Mamfe, Limbe, my 4.5 mile, Pinin, Santa, Bamenda Food Market, or our head office in Bamenda at Sonak Street. We are open every weekday as from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and 12 noon on Saturday. At Mitakul, save regularly, borrow wisely, and repay promptly.